I've been using nannies though for a long time now, so I feel like, and I've hired a lot more people through the practice, so I feel like my hiring skills is a lot more on point now. But it doesn't
What are
mean
some little practical tips, Jacey, that you found useful in recruiting the
around
right person?
nannies.
Yeah, because it is something that I see a lot of families doing and engaging in our community. What are some of the lessons you've learned and some of the things you found useful in finding the right folks to work with?
Making sure that we use the terminology around these are our family values, and as a family deciding what is important to us. So for us, like I said, it was slow mornings. I'm a big person on organic food and supporting our children to have the best food possible. I'm big on sun safety, so getting some great exposure in the morning and afternoon, but being really aware of high UV. And so those kind of values, and slow play, no TV, during nanny hours. I have to say we do use TV as a family when I need it done, but not when I'm paying someone else to look after my children.
Yes.
So they were some of the things. So find out what's really important for you first, and then that means it's a much easier conversation when you're talking to someone. And then, talking about like the communication style that we want, the way that we focus on redirection. We try not to get the kids in too much trouble as such. You're wanting to redirect them and support them in other ways. And there might be some things that I do as a parent. Yes, I do get cranky. I'm not someone who can be the quintessential gentle parent the whole time, but for our nannies, it's a lot easier when it's not your own children. So my expectation for them is that their voices don't get raised at all.
Yeah.
And they focus on redirection, and they are crafty in the way that they can move things around. So I wanted to make sure that they had some experience in that kind of style of working with children, and of course having a really good chat to their references and talking about, do they engage well with the children? Did you ever get comments from your neighbors on how much fun they were playing? And we'll always get comments. Our neighbors will always tell us what's going on at the house, and that's always beautiful feedback for us. We've always had wonderful feedback.
Right.
To really correlate that we've made those good choices. But also for the first few weeks, you want to see that the nanny is coming while you're working from home, so they can see how you are with the children and how your household runs, and so then they can learn how to really take over from there as well. So they're my top tips, I guess.
Top tips. That's good. Really practical tips as well. I love the distinction of the family values that carries through into clinic as well, and hiring in a clinic sense, and using your values as a strong filter through which you recruit. That's lovely. When you can translate, I find it really cool when you can translate some of the business things that you do into the home life as well, whether it's structure, using values, using different systems. So finding the right support at home, you mentioned being a really key part to enabling you to do what you need to do in business in particular, as well as parenthood. Talk to me about some of the financial side of things, that investment mindset specifically, because when we're all starting out, there's often a lack of finances. You're kind of working hard to build up by serving patients and build up a sustainability of income.
Yeah, a lot of families think, gosh, you must have a lot of money to be able to hire a nanny. But for us, it was really about recognizing that, it is an investment. And just because my income literally went to pay for the nanny, doesn't mean that there was no worth in me working. And so I think that's a major distinction for people to ensure. And also that even though it was my income from $1 to $1 that was sort of covering the nanny, at the end of the day, we have to look at finances as a combined household income. And so then we could look at that investment as part of our percentage of our whole household income. So of course we had to live more frugally to be able to do that. And we had to forego other luxuries that we would have otherwise enjoyed. it was certainly something that at times it felt really tough, particularly when the interest rates all went up. That was a really hard conversation to kind of realize that, okay, we've really hit a point where it's actually now not viable. So what do we need to look for? So then we looked for a home daycare with a small amount of children who had the same values, who just happened to be around the corner, who just happened to be wonderful, you know? And so we were able to progress into a new stage of living, and my eldest went to school. So that also made things a little bit easier. So knowing that this is a season and that the children will grow, their needs will change, that was also part of our investment, you know, decision making. That was an important thing to remember. And they are only little ones, and you know, for me, this was a high time to invest my money and really have a grounding foundation. I felt was really important for my family. Everybody will have different ideas of what is optimal for them and what they can do, and I'm just really grateful I was able to, you know, essentially fund the world that we needed here, and it was really only over the last 2 years that we had to do that.